Okay, let's have a look at what we have here. What I'm going to do is show you how we can do incremental refresh of Xero journals within Power BI using Xero for Power BI. Now, the reason that I'm doing this is because we wanted to be able to do this directly from the app and deploy it from app source, but this is not possible for a variety of technical reasons. So what I have here is a version of Xero for Power BI that will do incremental refresh. Now, there's a download link for this, which is on the screen below, and also there is an accompanying blog which has got a bit more detail. Now we'll just let that open in Power BI and we'll have a quick look at what's going on. Now I'm logged on to our development system there, and we're going to publish an incremental report to when it comes up. We're going to publish an incremental report to a workspace, and I'll show you how it's configured. Okay, here we are with a bit of data coming through at last. Now I'll just quickly switch over and show you where all the action occurs. So the issue we have is that Xero accumulates all of your journals. So to get them into Power BI so that you can examine them and report on them is a little tricky, because you don't want to get the whole lot all the time, because it takes a long time and you will exceed your limits. Now, ODataLink actually buffer all your journals for you, and if we just use a little bit of craft, I'd say, we just need to be a bit crafty here and figure out how to get all these journals back and keep them. Now, the answer to this is that we don't want to get them all. We want to do an incremental refresh, and that's achieved by setting some parameters which are set up in this report. And here we have the table configured to do it. You'll see here that the data is incrementally refreshed from the, will be incrementally refreshed. Now this is what's going to happen when we deploy it, right? But first we need to import some parameters from, let me rephrase that. First we need to import the base data that we will incrementally refresh. So if this is you, we'll just forget about that for a moment and say, if this is you, what should I do first? Well, the first thing is to go to your ODataLink account. If you don't have an ODataLink account, you'll need to get one. you can get a trial account. There are a couple of other videos that show how to do that. No Data Link have got videos about that. Here is my trial account for testing, and sorry, it's not a trial account, it's a demo account for testing, and we have bell and whistle here. So I'm going to copy the URL for this feed. So the first thing you do is go into and edit your parameters. Now, as you are in here, you will see that there's the OData link, and that is the link to your accounting data. So you need to update that to point to your data, right? Adjust the range start and the range end to what you want. Normally I'd set the range end to today's date, because we're going to deploy this, and we're going to publish this. We're going to publish this to the service with the data. So that's our first, and we will apply the changes. Now at this point, this may take a little while because it has to go and get all the journals again. So at this point, take a break, go and have a cuppa, and give it a bit of time to refresh all of your data, because it will take some time. Here we go, it's starting to load things up. Now, there are two aspects to this. If you've got a brand new account, it's going to have to pull down all those journals from Xero as well. If you have an established account, OData Link will have your journals buffered away and they'll be ready to serve down to you. So, and the length of time of this, it can take a little while. So we'll just pop that on pause, and I'll come back to you when it has refreshed, okay? Okay, we're almost back. We've got some, oh, he says we've got some. Now, normally Xero4PowerBI just cuts off journals for the last 90 days. So we'll just scroll down here and we'll see that, yep, we've got journals going back to May. So we have journals. Okay, here we are, we're back again, and we seem to have refreshed everything. So the next thing is to publish. So we'll go to Power BI, and here we have a fairly empty Power BI service, and we'll create a new workspace, and we'll go Okay. And that'll do. If you haven't created a workspace before, do the essentials first, and then you can add things like images and other stuff, but just creating the workspace is fairly simple. Okay. Now here we have an empty workspace, so we'll just hop in here, making sure I've got several Power BI accounts, just making sure that your desktop's locked onto the same user and same domain as your service, and let's publish. Yeah, one of the things about incremental refresh is that you have to refresh the data on the desktop first, all right? Because once it's in the service takes over totally and takes over refreshing your data for you. Okay. So we have a system that's running a little bit slowly there, and there we go, it's ready to publish, and we'll select our workspace that we want to use, which is Xero4Power X4P Incremental. And it's publishing. Oh, look at that. It wants to show us how clever it is, and we will have a look. I think it's having a slow day, but we'll here's the initial load. Okay. Now, we don't really have any specialised journal reporting in here, so we won't worry too much about that for now. Let's just have a little look at what's happening in the workspace. Okay, just click on there and then go to the location. Oh, that's what I do anyway. And we'll just have a quick look at so this is the model itself. Just remember, you can do up to 8 refreshes a day. Incremental refresh will take care of all sorts of things. And we don't test the connection, so don't worry about that. and it'll refresh at midnight automatically, and you can add another time there. That's documented elsewhere. So, but you can set, all these other things. Notifications for refresh failure. You won't need to do much in here. So that's about it. You now have a Power BI report that is incrementally refreshing your journals. Now, what we'll do is show you how to do some reporting on journals in another blog. So read the associated blog page. That should be detailed below, and when this is published on YouTube, it'll be there as well. If you have any questions, reach out and let us know how you go, because feedback's really important for this sort of stuff. The issues with doing incremental journals have been around for a while. This has been thoroughly tested with me putting in a journal and then having a little look to see if it's come through, and then putting in a couple. So this is reliable. It works, and it's nice and quick. So you can reasonably expect that if you do an after lunch refresh, which is the kind of thing I recommend, is schedule a refresh for about 9 in the morning. Schedule one for just after lunch or over lunch, and often a couple of refreshes plus the midnight refresh as well will do the trick. And then you can try and slot in any other ones at crucial times. That's about it. Okay, thank you for watching this, and read the blog, and please give us some feedback. Thank you for watching. Okay, I'll finish that up there.